Well, is the Canada Strong Fund a good deal for Canadians? Earlier this week, of course, Prime Minister Mark Carney unveiled the Canada Strong Fund. He billed it as Canada's first sovereign wealth fund, and it will be funded, at least initially, by debt, the government intending to borrow for its initial $25 billion endowment. And it says it will complement and accelerate the work of existing institutions like the Business Development Bank of Canada and the Major Projects Office. Let's bring on Richard Lapointe back onto the program, Senior Portfolio Manager at CIBC Wood Gundy. Richard, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Do we have, listen, the Prime Minister said this week that they're going to give Canadians the opportunity to invest in this. And I just wonder if we have any more details on that front, if the fact that Canadians...
Not that I've seen. But I can imagine it looking like a TFSA, if you will. Some sort of infrastructure, invest in Canada fund-like thing, if I was a guessing man. They certainly don't want to make it a taxable event for Canadians because they'll get no money. But if they can structure it around the tax-free savings account genre, or create a unit that you can buy in either your RSP or your TFSA, that might work. And I have to say, I've been a staunch conservative all my life, right? And I hate complimenting the other parties, but this is a really good idea.
So
this is a really good idea.
So tell me about what kind of tax mechanism that you would think would be needed to make it worth your while and your clients' while.
Well, the tax mechanism is it has to be eligible. Look, so if we are buying a unit, let's call it the Canada Infrastructure Growth Fund, a unit. It should be a unit that can be purchasable inside of an RSP or of a TFSA. Has to have that. These units, some of them are not eligible for registered funds, so we have to have the eligibility. Or, an even better one, is that if you invested in this fund, you can write off the investment. Make it like a tax shelter of sorts. Because there are many oil and gas and metal tax shelters that exist, except they invest in very aggressive projects and can cause loss. This one will be investing in, from what I can see, very solid and massive projects. Shouldn't be too many losses.
Now, would you want some sort of tax incentive on the way in and on the way out? Like, so for instance, you get a break when you invest in it, and then the money you make off it, also tax-free? That kind of sounds like that first-time homebuyer savings account almost.
Elias, I want every tax advantage I could possibly have. I think we are taxed ridiculously in Canada. I mean, it's again, my opinions, not those of the CIBC banks, but we pay a tax rate that is just, wow. I don't know any other word to say, but it's egregious. It's foolish, right? So if we can get a tax advantage to be incentivized to invest with the government, that's really cool. But I want to go one step further on this. It's away from us as individuals and Canada in general. Okay. Now, most Canadians don't know this, but over the past decade, Canada's net outflow of investments exceeded $1 trillion. Mm-hmm. That means for people putting money in Canada, countries putting money in our country, did not match the amount of people taking it out by $1 trillion.
Yeah.
We need to stem that flow, because if we don't, business incentive and business communities will just suffer.
So this, I guess this leads me to the question is like, what kind of returns would you need from a Canada Strong Fund to outweigh the returns that you get? If I'm just going to invest in a broad market-based fund, like an S&P 500 fund, that's going to give me back 6, 8, 10% a year. Why would I put that same money in the Canada Strong Fund if it's going to say, well, we'll give you 4%? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm worried about.
So Canada's got a few things that are really exceptional, right? We've got an abundance of water. We've got abundance of electrical power, and we have an abundance of fossil fuels, abundance of metal. We really have a lot of commodities here. So each one of these things, just prime example, when the Chancellor of Germany came here and Prime Minister Trudeau saw there was no business case for building a liquefied natural gas plant, I would think he made an error there. natural gas prices in North America are $3. In Europe, they're 15. Now imagine building that plant, liquefying the natural gas. You're buying it at $3, liquefying it brings costs up to $5, let's say, with shipping costs and everything. You get it in Europe and you're selling it at 15. That's a heck of a return, Elias.
So if this fund is used to build a pipeline to get natural gas into Europe. Now, pardon the pun, we're cooking with gas as an investment.
We are the Saudi Arabia of gas. North America has got gas, wild amounts.
Do you have faith this is a government that will be open to that stuff? Because it seems like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. You know, like 2 steps forward, memorandum of understanding with Alberta. 3 steps back, they release another economic update with no changes to environmental rules or regulations, right?
Yeah. So I have a lot of faith in Mark Carney's intelligence. Okay, I really do. I think the man is the most credentialed prime minister we've ever had. Having said that, he works for an overregulated, bloated bureaucracy. Now, can he cut through that? I think this may be one way of doing it. That's why I'm so encouraged by it. So, so far, I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of talk. Memorandums of understanding galore with absolutely nothing to show for it. Don't forget now, Canada in the last 4 quarters has contracted 2 of those 4. Unemployment is headed in the wrong direction. As you saw, the interest rates did not go down when they should have because we're having a hard time with inflation. Can you imagine a country that has as much oil and gas as us struggling with oil and gas prices?
Yeah. And inflation,
right.
That's the thing.
You go ahead, please.
No, I just wanted your quick take here before I have to let you go on the Bank of Canada holding steady on interest rates.
Yeah, he has no choice.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a terrible box. He should be dropping rates substantially. He should take down rates by another point or a point and a quarter. Problem is he can't. You can't drop rates while the prices of goods are climbing because the price of oil and gas is going up.
Mm-hmm.
You're stuck.
Yeah.
Right? So, and he's told the federal government, look, don't count on us. We can't give you any more relief from here.
Can I ask you, where does that leave like your clients right now in this environment? Where's that? What are you telling them on where to put their investments given this environment?
So all investments that I'm making right now are around the whole artificial intelligence trade. Right? So how we fund it, how we feed it, how we power it, because that's where huge money is going, regardless of pricing. So if Canada has the ability to feed that, right, and that's one of the things I've been buying.
Let me tell you something, Richard. I don't think we share with you our schedule of the show today, but I don't think you could have provided a better last comment to segue to our next guest. So I want to thank you so much because coming up next on the show, we're actually going to be speaking to the COO of the Business Development Bank of Canada because they're doing a big push for AI investments with small business. Richard, you be well and come back anytime, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Richard Lapointe, Senior Portfolio Manager at CIBC Wood Gundy. And next up, we will talk about a big push for AI in Canadian small business. Let's do traffic.
Canadian women are looking for more out of themselves, their businesses, their elected leaders, and the world around them.
And that's why we're thrilled to introduce the Honest Talk podcast.
I'm Jennifer Stewart.
And I'm Catherine Clark. And in this podcast, we interview Canada's most inspiring women.
Entrepreneurs, artists, athletes, politicians, and newsmakers, all at different stages of their journey.
So if you're looking to connect, then we hope you'll join us.
Listen to the Honest Talk podcast on iHeartRadio or wherever you listen to your podcasts.